Ask someone to name China's richest city, and they'll probably say Shanghai, or maybe Shenzhen, all glass towers and neon lights. And sure, they're not wrong. But here's the twist, the city with the highest income per person in all of China isn't either of those. It's a place most people outside the country have never even heard of, and it got that rich almost entirely by accident. China's wealth map is stranger, and more interesting, than most people realize. Behind the famous skylines are smaller cities quietly outperforming giants 20 times their size. Let's break down exactly who's actually winning, and why the answer might surprise you. Body Part 1, the 5 giants, Shanghai, Beijing, Shenzhen, Chongqing, and Guangzhou, start with the obvious contenders, because size still matters, and these 5 cities post the largest total economic output of anywhere in China. Shanghai sits at the very top, and it's not close. With an annual GDP well over 5 trillion yuan, roughly $800 billion, Shanghai functions as China's financial capital, home to the Shanghai Stock Exchange, a massive shipping port, and regional headquarters for countless global corporations. Its wealth built on decades of positioning as China's gateway to global finance and trade. Beijing comes in second, but its wealth tells a different story. As the political capital, its economy leans on government institutions, state-owned enterprises, and a booming tech sector centered around Zhongguancun, home to major AI and software players. Political power and economic power sit unusually close together here. Shenzhen represents speed. Just decades ago, it was a small fishing town. Today, it's a major tech hub, home to Tencent, Huawei, and a massive electronics manufacturing ecosystem, transformed almost entirely through its designation as one of China's first special economic zones in 1980. Chongqing tells a more complicated story. Its total GDP ranks among China's highest, but spread across a population of over 30 million, among the largest of any city in the world. That wealth gets diluted fast per person, a reminder that total size and individual prosperity aren't always the same thing. Guangzhou rounds out the 5, historically one of China's most important trading ports and still a manufacturing and export powerhouse, anchoring the Pearl River Delta alongside Shenzhen and Hong Kong. Together, these cities post some of the highest GDP figures in the world, but total size doesn't always mean the wealthiest residents. Body Part 2, the surprise winner nobody's heard of, Ordos. Here's where the story flips. Measured by GDP per capita, the city on top isn't Shanghai, Beijing, or Shenzhen. It's Ordos, a mid-sized city in Inner Mongolia most people outside China have never heard of. In 2024, Ordos posted a GDP per capita of roughly 286,500 yuan, nearly 3 times the national average, higher than Beijing, Shanghai, Guangzhou, or Shenzhen on that same measurement. The reason, an enormous resource economy paired with a small population. Ordos sits on massive coal reserves, among the largest in China, plus significant natural gas deposits. That resource wealth generates huge output, but Ordos has only around 2 million people. Tiny compared to giants like Chongqing. Divide a huge energy economy by a small population, and the per-person numbers become extraordinary. Even without global name recognition, Ordos briefly gained international attention for something else, a massive, largely empty new district called Kangbashi, built during a construction boom ahead of population growth that took years longer than expected, once nicknamed a ghost city, before eventually filling in as the population caught up. Ordos proves raw GDP rankings only tell part of the story. The famous cities dominate in total size, built on finance, tech, and manufacturing. But per person, a resource-rich city with a small population can quietly outperform them all. China's wealth map isn't as simple as skylines and stock exchanges. Shanghai, Beijing, Shenzhen, Chongqing, and Guangzhou dominate in total economic size, the cities that show up in every headline and every ranking. But per person, Ordos quietly outperforms all of them, built not on finance or tech, but on coal, gas, and a population small enough to make the math work in its favor. Sometimes the richest place isn't the one everyone's heard of, it's the one nobody thought to look for. If surprising stories like this, the numbers hiding behind the famous names, are what you're here for, subscribe. There's a lot more of the world worth digging into.